This is northeast central Durham. It's a section of the city a lot of people never see. Many people try to avoid. Several residents say the city has long forgotten them.
Tears streamed down the faces of many at the University of North Carolina Thursday night. Candles were lit to remember the school's student body president, who police say was murdered early Wednesday.
You have to understand, in Chapel Hill, this thing doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen, much less once a week, like murders and crime happens. In Durham, I was so angry, just angry, at what it represented. The murder represented loss of innocence. And a friend suggested that one of the ways that crime might be combated is for potential gang members to have somewhere else to go and something else to do. And that would be a newspaper. It's a tough story because it's so fraught with emotion. It's not the way you would imagine starting a grand project, which is born out of tragedy. And as to the name, I didn't want to name it. I wanted the kids to name it. I wanted the community to name it. One of the most important components of The Voice is the teen mentoring process, in which we, Carolina students, NC Central students, go physically to the high school journalism classes.
Being, in this neighborhood, it's a lot of, crime and stuff that goes on, and mostly people really focus on the negative things that goes on. So, having a newspaper that writes about the positive things happening, in this neighborhood is really good. I'll go around and see, what things that I know about that the community should know about, find things that I find interesting and write about them.
We work on everything from the proper way to set up an interview, how to send out a proper email, how to keep your voicemail without Lil Wayne and everybody in the background. When they come into the newsroom, we put a camera in their hands and show them how to frame a shot, how to hold the camera.
We have circulation of 2,000, and so we go to churches, beauty salons, barber shops, little convenience stores, grocery stores, and we leave 15 here, 10 there, 25 there. We go to the high schools and drop them off. For you to walk up and hand a newspaper to somebody, and for them to pick up and look at it and go, "Oh, I know who that is." We're doing a lot more than just putting out a newspaper. We are building, I hope, community one kid at a time. That's the goal.
My mom really liked, when she saw my name being published, my grandmother wants to scrapbook all of it, they really like it and think it's really positive and, creating a portfolio for myself.
What I would like to see young people get out of working with The Voice is to realize the world is bigger than Northeast Central Durham. The world's bigger than Durham. I just want them to feel empowered.
As I work with the kids, kid by kid, every time you do a project, every time I would oversee some story we were doing, I met more and more good people in Northeast Central Durham, which was our core area. And so it justified why we were starting and running and producing and nurturing the newspaper in the first place. Because as you do those stories, you start to realize, well, this may be a marginalized community, but it happens to be full of really good people.